Well, today's the day I want to see if those beams are going to be able to fit underneath there the way I want them to. And I was able to use the backhoe, the 580 case backhoe, to lift up the tank. It's got more lifting power than the excavator. Well, I didn't know that, and I just figured that, well, that'd be a waste of time to even try. But Ryan says, why don't you give it a try? Because you don't have the boom and everything like that on the excavator over there. The boom is heavy and everything else, and I said, well, it don't hurt to give it a try. And we're fully elevated all the way up, and then I had to curl, and that is a no-no, to actually use the cutting edge of the bucket against lifting straps. But that's the only thing, that's the only way I can lift it up without putting chains in the eyes of the lifting straps and whatnot. And I figured, well, this is the less intrusive way to do it. It's a no-no, but hey. The front of the tank is actually resting, just barely resting against the front of the backhoe on the front. So it's not hurting the thing, but a little lopsided, but that's all I could do with what I have to work with. So what I'll do is I'm going to stay out from underneath this thing the best I can. I'm going to pull these 2x10s out from underneath the tank, and I'm going to set these runners up about equal distance apart. So we got like, what, 6 feet between the feet on the tank feet. So what I'll do is I'll space those apart, pull all this old stuff out of here, and then creep ahead and see if I can set it on there. I'm going to be on and off the machine quite a bit, so that's what we're up to now. So far it's worked out great. My strapping and everything has worked out the way it's planned. I probably could have went and got shorter straps, but I made the plunge and bought these particular straps here, and that's basically the limit for length. I don't want to go any longer than that. I wouldn't be able to lift it up at that rate, at that point. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, well, that does it for that. Now I have to figure out a way to fasten the feet down onto the runners or the skids, and now I can just run my 2x6s across there and lag those two lag bolts per attachment all the way down. So that's 24 8-inch by half lag bolts that I will be using to mount those all together this way. So if I ever take this off of here, it'll be easier to put it back on, because the skids will be equal, they'll be the proper distance apart. The only thing I'll have to worry about is lining everything up and putting it back on there. I don't ever plan on taking those skids off of there. Other reason to put the 2x6s on there is to give it a little more rigidity this way, so the 8x11 beams won't rock back and forth. The 2x6s and the fasteners are going to help keep those from rocking back and forth. So it's a multiple faceted thing. Hopefully it's going to give it a nice floor to sit on now, and that 2x8 beam will keep this tank from doing this number. The only support this tank has are these feet, and these feet are not attached to the tank itself. They're just free floating. So these legs can move anywhere. So if you're on uneven ground, you're going to need something like this to keep those legs at a proper distance apart and to keep it level. So now instead of the tank having a slope, and I'm thinking more and more all the time that the slope on that tank is engineered because, you know, dairies, they need to rinse and wash everything off. They probably built these things with a specification of having a floor with a specific slope. From one end of the tank to the other, it's, you know, it's 3 inches of slope. So anyway, whatever that works out to. You know, we're not going to be in a dairy, we're not going to be washing the floor off, we're not going to be getting rid of any rotten milk. So having this level is more applicable to my situation where I just want to use it for a water tank. On to the next step will be to put the 2x6s in place. Okay, we have all of the cross members installed. I went ahead and put a finish on those. And now we're going to put 8-inch by 1/2 inch lag bolts with 3/4 inch heads on them. And these are galvanized. Plus a flat washer. These pre-drilled holes will allow the lag bolt to float in and out of here, so that once the lag gets all the way down here, it can slip in and out of this and draw this tight. I'm going to leave this head up just a little bit, and then I'm going to go to the other side and put one in just in case the board wants to rise up in the event that these aren't perfectly level. I mean, we're sitting on a gravel pad and there's no guarantee that this is actually perfectly level this way. So if I suck this down tight, this might raise the board up or suck it down. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this other one started, draw it tight while this one here's got a good bite. Back to the other side to finish this one off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of the outside holes. There's one back here. I don't think I'll be able to reach that and have enough room for my impact driver. So I'm going to have to lift the tank back off of the skid, but everything's going to be squared up and in place. So putting this back on after these have been fastened, everything should be in place and it'll be easy to come on and off of the skid at that point. Now when I go to move this, what I'll do is I'll strap the smaller straps around the 2x6s and at least 4 different places. I have as many as 6 places that I can go ahead and use these straps on. And I have more of these straps, 1 per stringer across there. Wouldn't be a bad idea, just to be safe. But now I don't think I'll ever have to take these feet back out of the skid now. That'll make transporting, moving this around a lot easier. So I'm grateful that the backhoe can pick it up, and I can put that on the car trailer and move it anywhere I want to. When I go to put the tank in the final resting place, it's just going to rest on those skids for here and ever after. And ideally it would be nice to put like a little pole building around it to kind of keep it sheltered in, keep it clean, and also for water collection if you wanted to collect rainwater, and you'd have 3,000 gallons of water to stave you off over a dry period. Anyway, hope this helped you guys out. Take care. God bless.